Hillary Clinton resting up at this hour at home in Chappaqua, New York. She, of course, is recovering from pneumonia. This while Donald Trump hits the campaign trail hard. He just hosted a rally in Iowa this afternoon before heading to Aston, Pennsylvania, where he's going to lay out policy proposals aimed at helping American families afford the high cost of child care. His daughter Ivanka, who is a mother of 3 herself, will join him tonight and is said to have had a large part in the plan's design. But Hillary's campaign not sitting on its hands. President Obama pinch hitting for Clinton. He spoke at the Keystone State just an hour ago, hitting the businessman where some say it does hurt.
I keep on reading this analysis that, well, you know, Trump's got support from, like, working folks. Really? That, like, this is the guy you want to be championing working people? This guy who spent 70 years on this earth showing no concern for working people.
Let's bring in Bret Baier, host of Special Report, because specifically, Bret, the comment that Hillary Clinton had made a couple of days ago, calling some of his followers or supporters deplorables, he's actually done something pretty interesting. He marked some of these so-called, and I put in air quotes, deplorables, and they are regular working people who do support him. So does that kind of speak actually change their minds or work against Hillary Clinton? What do you think?
Liz, good afternoon. I tell you, President Obama is trying to go down that road and to try to say this is a billionaire who doesn't care about the average guy. The problem is that that's just not what we've seen in the polling. That's not what we've seen in these different states, especially with white working class men especially, but also across the demographics, that, you know, some people even called him the blue-collar billionaire because so many people were coming to his cause. This is Trump. I do think that the deplorable thing the Trump campaign has hopped on. I'm not sure. I know it fires up the base. I'm not sure there's a great outreach to independents with that whole line. But the president is a big advocate for Hillary Clinton. And with an approval rating in the Washington Post ABC poll of 58%, the question is whether he can translate that approval to Hillary Clinton.
Well, he'll be joined by a virtual, I guess, NBA team, because you have Michelle Obama, Joe Biden, Senator Liz Warren, Bernie Sanders, Chelsea. They're all expected to hit the campaign trail. But it's interesting. You talk about the working class. This weekend, I happened to be just outside Fifth Avenue, and there was a union parade where unions from all across the state of New York were there talking about $15 minimum wage. A lot of them were very supportive of Governor Cuomo, who, of course, is a Democrat. They're working class folks, too. So this is a squeaker of an election right now. A lot of people may be surprised, Bret, that it is as close as it is. Do you expect this horse race where one starts to jump out in I guess, a couple of weeks? Because at this time back during the Ronald Reagan era, he was behind.
Yeah, you know, Reagan started to move about this time back in '80, and the first debate's going to be key for Donald Trump and for Hillary Clinton, frankly. I will say one thing on unions. You know, I was in Ohio and talking to union folks out there at the convention and also in Philadelphia at the Democratic convention, and there were a number of them that were on the union at the DNC. That clearly were supporting Trump. They said almost 70%, according to the head guy there. I had no way to check that, but I'm just saying that I think that this race is a little different as far as how everyone lines up, and it may not be traditional as we see Democrats and Republicans split.
I'm interested to know, though, before we go, what's the chatter inside the Beltway. I have to continue to bring up things like Iran and North Korea. North Korea tested that nuclear bomb over the weekend. We have Iran consistently, in the last couple of weeks, almost trying to bait United States military, whether it's in the Strait of Hormuz. We've had planes that are being threatened. We've got boats that are being threatened. What are they saying inside the Beltway about this?
This is a red alert situation because when you have Iranian warplanes threatening to shoot down U.S. warplanes in international waters, that is a huge deal. We've also seen, obviously, the naval vessels that have been buzzed by those fast boats, as you're showing there on the screen. And it's getting more tense in that region. And if you think about this, Iran has been thumbing its nose at the U.S. particularly, even in the wake of this U.S.-Iran nuclear deal and in the wake of getting paid off to the tune of billions in cash.
It's very disconcerting, and I'm sure it'll become a centerpiece of discussion during the election as we move forward. Bret, thank you so much.